kind of from Maddie Dove ASMR. Shout out to her. Her channel is awesome. I'll link it in the description if you want to check it out. She reads like horror. Well, like I think she read some horror stories off Reddit on her ASMR channel. They were pretty good. And I also got this idea kind of from Smosh because I watched their like Reddit story videos. I figured I could combine the two since I like both, you know, and read some Am I the Butthole Reddit stories for you guys today. So yeah, let's get right into it. I've skimmed these. Like I mean by skim, I mean I've just read the titles. So yeah, and if you're curious what I'm gonna read, I'll chapter all of the stories. So if you guys want to see a specific story, jump to it in the little bar down below, and I'll timestamp them in the comments as well. Alright, first story, and I'll give my judgments as well after each one. Okay, here we go. I have them pulled up on this other monitor, so if I look over there a lot, that's why. Am I the butthole for not letting my husband with $13,000 in debt have access to my credit card? Okay, so my husband, 36M, and me, 33M, keep getting into arguments over money, especially him getting onto my credit card as an authorized user. I've got 0 credit score because I immigrated here to the US and only just managed to open a line of credit. I wasn't even able to finance a car without huge interest on it. Only one bank accepted me, so I'm still without a car. He has not been good with his credit history, racking up $13,000 of debt with Amex before we had met, which he has yet to pay off. I suggested to him he should see if he can improve it with a credit builder loan, as I am not comfortable with him being on my credit card or having my credit card details in his phone. He responds with saying married couples should be sharing assets and building credit together. Is it a given that spouses should have shared credit? Because I'm trying to establish my own credit history, and I cannot risk a bad credit score if he racks up debt without the means of paying it off. At the same time, I feel guilty because he did support me when I wasn't able to work before I got employment authorization. Am I there for protecting my own interests? Personally, I don't really think this man is the butthole because, like, if you know this person has $13,000 in debt and he has no means of paying it off, like you say in the post, there's no reality in which you should just be tanking your credit score so your husband can just buy whatever he wants. Like, that doesn't work in capitalism. I don't know. Like, let me know in the comments if you guys agree. I'm curious to hear everyone's opinions on this, but yeah, I really think that this guy's totally in the clear, especially if you're explaining it to your husband, like, hey, obviously knows this, but like, given the context, especially of being like an immigrant with, not necessarily an immigrant, but like having come to this country with like no credit, like it doesn't transfer over from previous countries, and having 0 credit score, you have to build that up from scratch, and you don't want someone who doesn't pay their credit card loans to be on your credit. That doesn't make any sense. So yeah, I think this guy's totally in the clear. There's an update. Let's see what this guy has to say. says she'll have someone email the info to me later. That someone never did. Deadline comes and I still have no gender, so I make the cake. It's gray inside, gray outside, just full on cement vibes. I even added a little fondant clouds for effect. It still tasted great, but visually, grim as hell. The reveal day comes, they cut into it, and my sister looks pissed. Pissed. Her husband is confused. People started murmuring. Then she pulls me aside like, why would you make it gray? That's so passive aggressive. Calmly reminded her that no one told me the gender. I literally had no data to work with. I told her I wasn't about to guess or go full improv on someone's baby cake. Now, my mom says I embarrassed her in front of the family and that I should have tried harder. Tried harder to do what? Summon the gender through vibes. So, am I the asshole for making the most neutral reveal cake in history? So, I think the natural course of action for when someone is like, hey, include this thing I will give to you later in whatever you're working on, is to ask for that thing if they don't give it to you, you know? Let me make like an analogy, I guess. If you're doing like a school project and a group project and one of the people in your group says, hey, I'll get this to you later, you have two options. Do you A, complete it without the thing when they don't give it to you, don't email them about it or whatever, and then submit it missing a part, or do you B, ask them about it once or again until you get the information, and then include it with said information? This guy opted for choice A and embarrassed the crap out of his girlfriend and mother and the rest of the family, I guess. I don't know. There's an edit here. Let's, as of right now, I think this guy is totally the butthole because what? That's so, like, why would you make it grim on purpose? It's supposed to be a celebration of life. Not like a fucking sad, like, gray cloud cake. What is that? That's so rude. Anyway, here's the edit. I actually did follow up. Asked her a couple days before the reveal if the info had been sent, and she just said something like, yeah, someone's taking care of it. I figured it was handled. Didn't want to pester her since she seemed chill about it at the time. Okay, so the story changes a little bit since he asked the sister. But still, don't make it gray on purpose. If you don't get the gender, make it white, or maybe ask again, or ask the husband. I'm sure you have your brother-in-law's phone number, or the mother. I mean, I guess the mother doesn't know, but the brother-in-law definitely should know, or just call the sister. Do you have like a cellular phone that can make telephone calls? People text too much nowadays. No one's gonna like kill you if you make a phone call. Like, if it's this important, if you can't gauge the level of importance this is, then, you shouldn't be making the cake. Like, don't make a gray cake. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I'd like to see different perspectives, or, reinforcing the same perspectives. I think everyone in the comments is saying that guy is the butthole because why make it gray? Like, it's just like offensive on purpose. regardless of issues. I need to know. Am I the butthole for playing We're the Champions for my son and his team to feel good after they won his little league game? Ultimately, I don't think it's that big of a deal, but as I said before, I think you need to be conscious of those, the children's, like, emotions, you know? Because they can get very big, very quickly. I think I don't think there's really any buttholes in this story. I can see the other parent's point of view that told him to turn it off, and I can see his point of view too. I really don't think it's that big of an issue. Story number four. Am I the butthole for throwing away my Mother's Day cake? I, 17F, made my mom a cake for Mother's Day. I know that a dessert is not necessarily the best gift for someone, but as a wannabe baker and broke teenager, I thought that making her a personalized cake would be a thoughtful option. I spent around $30 max on the cake and decorations that I bought for it, and spent both Saturday and Sunday working on making the cake. My mother knew I was having a bit of trouble with the cake, and it wasn't necessarily going as planned, considering I was already having a stressful week beforehand and wasn't getting much sleep at night. She also knew that there were a lot of complications with the cake. For example, my stand mixer had broken in the process, which as a baker was very heartbreaking, and I ended up not having enough ingredients and had to go back to the store to retrieve more during the process. I ended up giving the cake to my mom on Sunday morning, to which she thanked me, and I set it out on the bar for the rest of the day. We ended up going out to eat with my grandparents and spent time away from the house for the day, so I understood completely when her mind wasn't on the cake at all when we got home. So I put it in the fridge since it had cream cheese frosting, which can easily go bad. I'm a sucker for cream cheese frosting. That stuff is amazing. Oh my gosh. It's now been 4 days since I gave my mom her cake. Cream cheese frosting can usually stay good for 3 to 5 days, but I'm starting to get a bit frustrated. I noticed yesterday that the cake was pushed into the back of the fridge by itself and hasn't been touched since I placed it there. I almost wondered if she just didn't like it, but then realized that was impossible since she hasn't even tried it, and I've never tried red velvet cake before. I'm starting to be upset about this, considering my mom screams a lot and has many episodes, considering she has severe anger issues where she claims no one cares about her or is willing to try and do anything for her. I put a lot of effort and stress into this cake as it's one of my love languages and it's one of my passions. Would it be wrong if I threw the cake away? Personally, I don't think that her mom is doing this on purpose. I think that the fact that she has anger issues is something to be worked on for sure, but I don't think it's really quite relevant. I mean, maybe the part where she says, oh, no one wants to do anything for me, kind of is proved wrong by the fact that someone made a whole cake for her and she's not even trying it, which is kind of, I guess, hypocritical. So maybe she should give the cake a chance, you know, and try it. But I think what I would have done as the person who made her the cake is be like, hey, have you tried our cake? Or have you tried my cake? You know, just putting it out there. Like very casually, because she has anger issues, you know, maybe bring it up casually in conversation. And then maybe I do that on like day 2, and then if she hasn't eaten it, if I checked like the next day or the day after that and she still hasn't eaten anything, I would be like, hey, is there a reason you haven't tried any of my cake? Like, I spent a lot of time working on it. It would really mean a lot to me if you just, you know, tried a slice. And then if she still says no and she doesn't want to, then I don't know, maybe confront her further. Maybe that would lead to a shouting match, especially if she has anger issues. So I don't know. I think it's very strange. I don't think we really have enough context. And I think maybe you should have just like pushed her, given her a little like just eat it. I love cream cheese frosting and red velvet cake. Oh my gosh. Scrump. Okay. Story number 5. Am I the butthole for confronting Dugout Mom for the way she was speaking to my girlfriend's kid? I was watching a Little League baseball game that my girlfriend's son was playing in when I hear some lady yell his name followed by "Stop talking," and I see him immediately put his head down. He looked deflated, as if the fun he was having had just been sucked out of him. The kid was in the outfield, just behind second base, definitely not in the dugout. I looked at my girlfriend in shock, and all I could say was, "What the heck?" My anxiety over the situation started to take over, and I'd come to the conclusion I was going to say something. I've known this kid for half his life. I kind of raise and guide him as if he were my own. Aww. He's not the stepdad, he's the dad that stepped up. So I waited for the game to end when all the kids were lining up for their post-game handshake on the field so as to not make a scene in front of them. Before walking to the dugout where this lady was, I said, "Excuse me," to get her attention, and when she turned around, I asked, "Was that you that yelled at so-and-so to stop talking?" She said it was, and I said, "There's better ways to get him to pay attention. This isn't the military or a school function. It's not that serious. You don't even keep score in these games." Wait, what? You don't even keep score? Okay, that's kind of crazy. I could tell she was becoming furious and started to say, "All the coaches do it," which I know to be BS. I'm at a lot of his practices. Now this is when I really started to get angry because of her lack of accountability, and I said in a louder, direct tone, still not yelling or trying to make a scene, "I don't hear the other coaches say it. I hear you say it," pointing my finger at her. Then she said something about going to get the coach, but I said my piece and began to walk back towards my girlfriend. After the game, the coach kind of ambushed us with the kid right next to us and proceeded to talk over his mother while she tried to explain to him that the kid feels targeted. Those were the kid's literal words from previous discussions about this woman by her, but the coach refused to listen to anything that my girlfriend was saying. She asked him if that lady was a coach, and at first he said yes, but then quickly changed it to, "She's my dugout mom." At which point I said, "The coach needs to be coaching because that's not how you talk to 8-year-olds just out here trying to have fun." The kid said she was cussing in the dugout about what just happened. Big shocker. The kid says he doesn't want to play anymore. He really wasn't into it in the first place, but at least he was trying. So my girlfriend is pulling him off the team. Womp. There we go. A member of the board suggested he could join another team, but I'm not sure he really wants to. This is a very small town in the middle of the country, so everyone sees each other all the time. Am I the butthole for Hello, can I talk? Am I the butthole for confronting this lady in a rash manner? I don't really think so. You stood up for your stepson, or your, not really stepson because you're not married, but you get what I mean. You stood up for your little guy, and that's admirable. This lady was shouting at the kids, promoting an unfun environment, and what is Little League if not a league to have fun? I think it's supposed to be a place for kids to have fun, get introduced to the concept of baseball. It's not the MLB where you have to lock in all the time. It's a place to have fun. It's not even high school or middle school level. They're 8 years old. Let them have fun. They're kids. It's fine. Especially if you're gonna have, if you're the coach and you have a mother who is in the dugout cussing about whatever. That's unacceptable. That's not promoting a fun environment at all. I say fire the mom. The mom is definitely the butthole here. I think this dude has met him when he was 11. I've never tried to be his mom, and we took things slow over the years, and we've built a decent relationship. I help out where I can, mostly behind the scenes, like rides, school stuff, dinner when he's over. He's casually called me his bonus mom a couple times, which I took as a good sign. Yeah, I think that's a good sign. However, his mom, Jan, has never liked me. She's never been openly hostile, but always cold and dismissive. I've never pushed her through. No drama, no trying to parent her kid, just try to be supportive when he's with us. Anyway, he told us he wants me at his graduation. He said it directly and saved me a ticket. A week later, my husband gets a call from the school, and apparently Jan emailed them and said that only she and my husband would be attending, and that I shouldn't be allowed because of family issues. Family issues. We had no idea she did this. My husband called the school to clear it up, and when we asked her about it, she basically said I was overstepping and that graduation is for his real family. She told someone in the family that if I show up, she might leave, or worse, not let her son attend. I feel like once you graduate, you're usually 18. No, she can't really do that. And even if you're 17, you have the power to, like, go to your school's graduation. I feel like your mom can't stop you from doing that. Because at 17, you have, like, some legal autonomy, I think. Anyway. Her son still wants me there. He even told his dad, don't let her ruin it. That's crazy. My husband fully supports me going, but now a couple of his relatives are telling me I should just stay home to avoid drama. That's BS. Guess who called them about it? I get it's a sensitive day, but I'm not there to make a statement. I just want to show up, support him, and leave quietly like everyone else. Am I the butthole for insisting